Alright guys, so just pulling into Walmart, grabbing some last second things just before the flight this evening. Grabbing just like toiletries and whatnot. Tonight is the takeoff. Alright, so just a couple thoughts before I head out. You know, it's one of those monumental moments I feel like in my life because it's kind of a big turning point. You know, it's like you go through different things to get you to a place where you're at. I mean, maybe some of you know, maybe some of you don't, but about 8 years ago, I was engaged and I had just closed on a brand new house. So basically, you know, my expectation, of course, was that I would, you know, be getting married and having kids. And, you know, a lot of that didn't happen. And at the time, it was a little bit, you know, I mean, it was a little bit devastating, if I'm being honest. Just things like that fall through, and then you realize later on in your life that, you know, sometimes those things, you know, closed doors happen for a reason, you know. And I would say, as my good buddy Nick told me, you know, God's rejection in life is sometimes God's protection. And you know, I think for me, especially in this case, that's exactly what it was. And I think, you know, the life that I'm about to live now is, you know, crazier and more exciting than anything I could have personally imagined. So it's pretty dope, really. Just what's about to take place is pretty huge. Like I said, this vlog is going to be a big part of that, and you know, I'm just going to take you guys through kind of my life and my daily process in moving to Thailand and what that looks like, visa and all that. So yeah, no, I'm excited to share everything with you guys, but it's definitely going to be a big transition. I mean, I've been there before, so I've spent, you know, my fair share of time out there, but at the same time, it's still, you know, getting the visa, getting settled, finding a place in a brand new country, not not just in your home country, but in a brand new country. So it's going to be a long process, but I'm very excited for everything. And yeah, no, it should be pretty cool. All right, guys, so the journey begins. We're off to the airport, heading out with the best homie, my brother A-Dub.
Sayonara.
Yeah, so I fly out at 7:45, head to LA. After that, I head to Korea and lay over in Korea, and from Korea off to Tokyo. So yeah, no, it's about to begin, guys, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so first travel challenge is a 10-hour delay. So apparently there was some type of bird strike for the plane that is headed to Korea. It went from 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. So anyways, very little challenges, right? You just have to be positive about it. At the end of the day, it could be a lot worse. But yeah, no, so just headed over to the Terminal B, if I can find it, and find a nice place to rest my head. And hopefully one of the airport lounges is still open. If it is, I'm just gonna go in there, grab some drinks, grab some food, because I have my little Chase priority pass. So yeah, we're on our way over to Terminal B now, and then we'll be getting settled in for the night. 10-hour delay, but they took care of your boy. So they put me up in a free hotel with a $30 food voucher. That's pretty dope. Like, low key, I've never been comped like that by any airline. Like, and it's not a bad room. Like, pretty chill. Like, check this shit out. Like, damn. And so they have a little dinner spot downstairs in the lobby. So I'm gonna go use my $30 down at the lobby. So it's not bad. If you're gonna get a 10-hour delay for a flight, like this is a nice way to compensate for sure. So I'm vibing with the Asiana. I would definitely fly with them again, but I'm gonna head down, get some dinner, crash. Have to be back over at the airport at 7. So it's already like 11:30. So yeah, grab some food, crash for about 4 or 5 hours, and then head back over there, and we'll be on our way to Korea. So free dinner, pretty chill, not too bad at all. Got a little vegetable curry coming, and then I tried to get a beer, but they were hating. They said no alcohol with the free vouchers. So got myself a little Ollie Pop. And then, this is kind of the restaurant here at the Hilton. So not bad. Cool little spot. Can't be a free dinner, free night stay. That's what's up, bro. Taking care of you. I've never been comped by an airline before, so for me, I'm digging it. Yeah, no, about to grab down on this vegetable curry, then probably head back up to the room, crash out for 5-6 hours, head back over to the ticket counter, and then we'll be on our way to Korea. What is up, guys? Good morning. Just woke up from the free accommodation that I got last night for my 10-hour delay. About to head back to the airport. Just temporarily suspended my Verizon service because it's going to be expensive if I were to just keep it on. Almost $230 a month. So we're going to be going ahead and getting a SIM when we get to Japan. I'm about to head down to ground transportation. Then we'll head back over, go through security, get all checked in for the flight, and we'll be heading off to Korea. What is up, guys? At the business lounge here in Seoul, South Korea. About to head over to Tokyo here at 6. It's 4 p.m. local time, so just kind of chilling, relaxing, enjoying some soju and ginger ale. And I'm not gonna lie, this business lounge is fire. Like, nice little spot to kick your feet up with a little view. Got the planes out the window, feet kicked up. I'm not gonna lie, it's a vibe for sure, especially after a 13-hour flight. Next, we'll fly into Narita. Probably won't get to the Airbnb until close to midnight. Probably message my host right now just to let her know I'm going to be getting in late. Got a nice little stay booked out in the Japanese Alps. So should be pretty dope. Little rural neighborhood with some mountains surrounding. And no, it's pretty cool. Like, you can already tell that the vibes are different because, she sent me the house guide and the rules to the neighborhood, and the first thing she mentioned was, make sure to engage all of your neighbors and say konnichiwa, look everyone in the eyes, and acknowledge them. I just think that's cool, just coming from the U.S. where when you pass by everybody pretty much just looks down at their feet and looks away. Just to be engaging with everybody, that's just totally different. You can already tell the vibes. Everything's way better. But just happy to be here, man. Excited about the trip and what's to come. I'm going to be getting in around, like I said, probably get to the Airbnb around midnight and just see what Tokyo has to offer. This is my second time there, so it's not necessarily new, but definitely want to do a little bit more night photography this time around compared to last time. Last time I didn't really get as much night shooting in, so definitely want to get a little bit more of that. The big thing with Tokyo is I want to say the last train is around midnight, so if you don't catch that train, you either have to pay a crazy expensive price for a taxi to get you home, or you spend the night out for the rest of the night until you can catch a morning train. I didn't really hit up Shibuya last time, so I definitely want to hit up Shibuya and just kind of experience what that vibe is all about. But yeah, no, just happy to be here. Excited to share this with you guys and take you on this journey with me. We made it to Tokyo, hit some speed bumps on the way, so right off the bat, just hadn't done this before in Japan. Last time I was in Japan, I did a eSIM online in advance. It's usually a little bit more expensive, but it ends up being pretty seamless. This time I was like, no, I'm going to do it the local way. Like, I'm going to get a SIM once I get here. And I know you can get one at, like, the 7-Elevens and the Lawsons, and that's usually the cheapest way to do it. But I was like, I'm here at the airport. There's a SIM dispenser. I'll go ahead and go with that one. So right off the bat, my mistake, I selected normal SIM versus the eSIM, and then I don't know if you guys know, but American iPhones do not take normal SIMs. They don't have a SIM tray. They only do eSIMs. So number one, then right off the bat, I wasted $50, and then after that, I buy an eSIM. So I select the correct one, and then I go to scan the QR code and it's not working. So I can't figure out what the deal is with that. So we'll go ahead and get back to the hotel, and then we'll try to see if we can get it working. And then I was getting frustrated with it all, so I was like, I'm just gonna buy a eSIM on Olafly. Well, I tried to hop on there, and for whatever reason, I cannot get the page to work. Still working off of Wi-Fi here at the airport, but we'll get it figured out, I guess, once we get to the hotel. But basically, at least wasted probably like $40-50 buying the wrong type of SIM card, just not paying attention, didn't select eSIM. So my own doing. It's funny because this is my second time in Japan. I should kind of already have it figured out, but I don't know what it is. Every time I'm in Japan, it's still difficult. But I know usually the first couple of days are kind of a transition, and then after that you kind of start to get things figured out. But anyways, I thought I would let you guys hear about a couple of my fumbles along the way. But yeah, I'm over here waiting for the shuttle bus right now for International Garden Hotel. And I wasn't able to make it to the Airbnb, unfortunately, because by the time the plane got here, the last train to get to where I'm staying, which is a little bit outside of Tokyo, is not running anymore. So basically, I had to book another place tonight just to stay. So, just a couple of fumbles already costing me probably like $150, just money thrown down the drain. Like $80, but still, wasted money is wasted money. Still frustrating. But sometimes it's the small things, it's the logistics, because we had a 10-hour flight delay with Asiana, and unfortunately, obviously that's not my doing. but got me here later. Wasn't able to catch the train how I was planning to. Unfortunately, having to kind of reroute and figure out what I'm going to do as far as getting where I need to. So anyways, that's what's going on right now. Just waiting for this shuttle bus. So I'm hoping that somebody shows up here in the next, supposed to be here in the next like 15 minutes or so. But if it doesn't, I'll either have to grab a taxi or it's an hour and a half walk, and then yeah, we'll be chugging on foot, and it is what it is. So yeah, no, that's the thing about traveling. I mean, obviously you have a great time, and you know, usually everything ends up working out, but a lot of people don't see some of the struggles along the way. You know, it's just the reality of it, especially navigating a new country by yourself. You have to figure things out, and sometimes certain countries are a little bit more difficult as far as logistics. And I would say personally, you know, having spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia back in 2022, I would say Japan it's a little bit more complicated logistically than Southeast Asia is. Southeast Asia is pretty straightforward. I mean, you download the Grab app, you're pretty much able to get a ride anywhere. Whereas like in Japan, you know, you're navigating the subways, figuring out the maps and the routes. So it's just a little bit more to figure out, and obviously cost-wise, you know, you're talking about double compared to Southeast Asia. So, you know, the big thing is a fumble here probably would cost you 3 times more than it would in Southeast Asia. But like I said, guys, it's all about, you know, learning, growing, and, you know, just dealing with it. And yeah, I mean, it's part of traveling. So anyways, just thought I would let you guys know what's going on, tell you a little bit about how things have been going so far. But anyways, I'll check back in when we get to the hotel, and then we'll kind of figure out this eSIM situation. All right.